Nelson Agholor is always a great candidate for to speak to, always gracious with his time. Nelson, how you doing, man?
Doing well, sir.
Right before practice, got a few questions for Nelson. Some questions that I personally want to know the answer to. Some his fans are going to want to know the answer to. But a very humble young man, and we always like spending time with Nelson. Without further ado, Nelson, number one, off the top, you traveled a lot, did some unofficial visits. You went to different showcases across the country. Give us some of your reflections.
I really had a great spring and summer. My spring all started off with a great team event, being able to participate in spring football, something that a lot of people don't get to do. Okay. We're one of the select few states that get to do it, and we had a great time over here. We got better within those weeks and got an opportunity to be evaluated by some college coaches, and it was a tremendous opportunity. I think we took advantage of it as a team. I took advantage of it as an individual.
Good.
Really did. I mean, I had some schools that were recruiting me, but they got to see me firsthand. I think I showed myself in the right way. Not really skill set wise. I think my work ethic in the spring, which is big,
right,
got a lot of coaches' attention, and discipline really helped.
Good.
And then that just snowballed into the summer showcase. I mean, and it was all great. Participated in a couple of combines, local, and a lot of distant combines. I think the most important one that I took part in was the opening,
okay,
which was the Nike 7 down in Beaverton, Oregon. It was an amazing event.
Good.
I mean, went down there. It was supposed to be not even supposed to. It was the top athletes, in my opinion. And we were all out there for a little pitch and catch, and some guys had a great time. My team actually won that event, so that was a blessing also.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Your first BCP combine, which a few years ago you participated in and really stood out till now. Okay, things have changed tremendously. In short, how have they changed the most for you?
I think I grew up a lot. When I went to that combine, I went there going into sophomore year,
right,
and it was more of a let's learn more, and let's open up our view on everybody. You know, I am from Berkeley Prep. I don't get to see the guys like Frankie Williams was there from Robinson, Rubin, and all those guys, and guys from Hillsborough High. I don't get to see those guys day in, day out. Right. So going out there, I opened up my eyes and I saw what competition was like outside of my school. Correct. And it was a blessing. I mean, because those guys are really good players, and I think they all got an opportunity to play collegiate, and they're gonna hold it on.
That's a good answer. Staying grounded with all the attention. Tell me about it. How do you do it? What is the easy part about it? What's the tough part about it?
I think I'll start with the tough part about it. I think in other people's eyes, it's tough because you're told day in and day out how good you are. Whether it's not like straightforward, but when people want to get in contact with you, they let you know you're a wanted person. I mean, that's obviously for a young man, being wanted, being popular, to some people is really big. It helps them out. In my little deal here, it is what it is, and the reason why I don't allow it get to me too much is because I have other priorities. Really do. Like, I mean, the game of football is a blessing. I'm so happy I get to play it, but it's not everything. Right. It's really not. I mean, guys that go out here and play this game 100%, give it all they got, all hats off to them, and I do the same. But I know it's gonna end one day. So if I get myself wrapped up in this moment right now, with all these people wanting my work, my hard work, all those deals, I could put too much into that.
Right. Well, that's a good answer. That's pretty much what I expected you to say. I've known you for a few years now, so. The most impressive recruiters that I've spoken to you, I guess this would have been this past spring, which you got some kind of interaction with the recruiters that came through your school. Who really stood out to you as a really impressive recruiter?
Well, there's a lot of guys. I mean, there was a lot of people that I thought really impressed me. I wouldn't like be able to say off the top of my head any names, but there were some coaches that they all came in here with the mentality that they're going to come in there and be themselves, and they're going to have one-on-one conversation with me about their life and want to know about my life. And I think that's really the way I want it to be. It's not always about pitching and sales. It's not about, hey Nelson, you come here, this is what we're going to do, you're going to catch X many balls, none of that. Because you control whether you catch balls or not. Because you go into the program, you fight for a spot, there's a guy already there in front of you, there's a guy coming right behind you. So I want those coaches to let me know what type of person I'll still be when I'm at their program.
Now, while we're on that subject, what side of the ball do you preferably want to play on?
I think when I first get to the college level, I'm going to start out at wide out. But that doesn't mean I'm going to drop one bit in working out as a defensive back.
Can you lead the state? Can you lead the state of Florida?
No, I could easily lead the state of Florida. I mean, it's wherever the game of football takes me and wherever I best fit. If that's in South Bend, Georgia, wherever, it doesn't matter. In California, Texas, game of football, I'm going to play. They play it all around the world.
All right. Well, bring it back inside the state with USF. What are your impressions of the USF program right now? Being a hometown kid, a lot of USF fans are going to watch this. They want to know, we asked this all the big-time prospects, James, Matt Jones, can you play at South Florida?
I think South Florida was a place that I could easily play at. I mean, I'm not going to say that they've done anything to hurt my viewpoint of them. They've done nothing but help that. To be honest with you, Skip Holtz has been there for 2 years, and I think he's a great coach. Phil McGain is a great wide receiver coach. Marco Blackwell is somebody they have on their staff that helps recruit and deals like that. He's a great guy. And Coach Davis is a great guy. They have a lot of great coaches over there. And the thing about it is, I think people's eyes are open when looking at USF.
I think so too. I agree with you.
And personally, I respect USF's program 100%. And I am from Tampa. And no matter where I end up, I will always find a way to catch a USF full game.
Well, we got practice starting. I don't want to hold you out too long, so we're going to cut some of these recruiting questions down because you probably heard them before. You're going to hear them again from now. But we're going to end off with these last two questions. Is there a guy that you played with this summer on those showcase teams that really impressed you, that you heard about, you finally got to see him in person, and you're like, wow, he's really good?
Well, I met so many people this summer. That was the most important thing.
Give me one.
Well, I can give you one at the end, but I tell you, those guys got kids out of Miami that I met, kids out in California, kids everywhere, kids from those small places in Detroit that I met that they're some ball players. But I'd say I have a long-time friend that plays small-time football also, named Marcus May, plays at Holy Trinity. Just recently committed to Florida Gators. And that's been my boy. We've played AAU basketball together for many years.
And he's just as good.
Oh man, I love him. I love him. He's a strong free safety. He can play backer, can play strong safety, he can play corner, he can play receiver. He's an athlete.
All right,
he's a great person also.
Stay on that line. Since we're talking about you and Marcus, both of you guys being small-time athletes, well, in small-time programs, being big-time athletes in small-time programs, the question's going to always arise, especially from the bigger schools. Nelson's a good player, a great player, but he never got the chance to play against the Armwoods, the Jeffersons, the Hillsboroughs, and the Plants. What would Nelson have done versus those teams? Would he have been a stud? Would he have put up these type of numbers? It's going to always be that, just like Christian Green and Tampa Catholic. So the easy answer is, well, I'm just got to show him. But how do you combat those criticisms about the type of level of football that you play here at Berkeley Prep with your caliber of athleticism and talents?
Honestly, I think my role would change as not always being in the backfield as much. I think I would play my dominant position as wide receiver, and I honestly believe I'd hold my own. I no disrespect to any of those guys. I think they're all great players, but I've seen those guys, and I hopefully think those guys have seen me. This is a game of football, and I play at a high level, especially here. We battle every day. We're at this school. I think we battle just as much as them, or even more. I don't want them to get anything misunderstood. But here at Berkeley Prep, we have a great coaching staff. And we have great players that compete day in, day out.
Well, I don't want anybody else to get anything misunderstood either. This has been Nelson Agholor. We're coming right back. Him and Skylar Miles, we got a little game they're going to play. All right, listen to it.